Good evening, class. My name is Chris Thomas. I want to welcome you to week 4's contribution to the class wiki. My learning paradigm for this week is behavioralism. What exactly is behavioralism? Well, basically, behavioralism is a term that refers to a school of psychology which was founded by John B. Watson back in 1913. It's based on the belief that behaviors can be measured, trained, and changed. Behavioralism, also known as behavioral psychology, is a theory of learning, which is based on the idea that all behaviors are acquired through conditioning. Conditioning occurs through interaction with the environment. Behavioralists believe our responses to our environmental stimuli shapes our behaviors. According to behavioralism, behaviors can be studied in a systematic, observable manner with no consideration of internal mental states. This school of thought suggests that only observable behaviors should be studied, since the internal states, such as our cognition, our emotions, and our moods, they're just too subjective. Now there are two main types of conditioning that I'm gonna do a brief covering of today. One is called classical conditioning, and in the classical conditioning technique, this is when something is used in behavioral training in which a naturally occurring stimuli is paired with a response. Next, a previously neutral stimuli is paired with a naturally occurring stimulus. Eventually, the previously neutral stimuli comes to evoke the same response without the presence of the naturally occurring stimuli, such as in the experiment with Pablo and the dog. The two elements are known as conditioning stimuli and conditioning response. The other type of conditioning we're going to talk about this evening is operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is sometimes referred to as instrumental conditioning. It's a method of learning that occurs through rewards and punishment for behavior. Through operant conditioning, an association is made between a behavior and a consequence for that behavior. Now, of course, there's always some criticism, and there's some criticism for behavioralism as well. Many critics argue that behavioralism is a one-dimensional approach to understanding human behavior, and that behavioral theories do not account for free will, internal influences such as the mood, a person's thoughts, a person's feelings. Behavioralism does not account for other types of learning too, especially learning that occurs without the use of reinforcement or punishment. People and animals are able to adapt their behavior when new information is introduced, even if a previous behavior pattern has been established through reinforcement. Now, there's some strengths to behavioralism too. Behavioralism is based upon observable behaviors, so it's easier to quantify. It's easy to collect data, and the information can then for conducting research as well. Effective therapeutic research techniques such as intensive behavioral intervention, behavioral analysis, token economy, and discrete trial training are all rooted in behavioralism. These approaches are often very useful for maladaptive and harmful behaviors in both children and adults. Now, of course, final thoughts for tonight. While behaviorism is not as dominant today as it was in the mid to early 20th century, it still remains an influential force in the psychology outside of psychology. Animal trainers, parents, teachers, and many others make use of the basic behavioral principles to help teach new behaviors and discourage old ones. Alright, that's it for this evening. I want to thank you for spending some time with me and viewing my voice thread. I do look forward to spending more time with you guys and meeting you at graduation. Thank you.